So good battery, not new, but good battery. Hopefully it just fires up, and then we're close to the home run with this. New rear calipers down there. So I say new, second hand, but yeah, fingers crossed it fires up. That's the biggest issue today. I think I checked for spark. I'm sure it had strong spark. Not right. It's not right. Did it fly? I'm kind of hearing it prime. It's a bit frustrating. I'm sure I pulled the spark plug and it sparked last week. Let's do it. Let's check. Let's do it. I'm going to put another one on the end and we'll check it here. Let me zoom you in a touch. But what I'm not sure is if the fuel is pumping. I kind of feel like it's not. I think we have strong spark and no pumping fuel, but you should be able to see a jump here. Ah! Yep, big spark. Ow! I mean, should I pop the plug, give it a clean, just in case? I've loosened it already. The only wires I messed with are these. It's very black actually. It might have been too wet to spark the actual own spark plug. Possibly. Otherwise, these wires, the two spares, need to be doing something. But I'm sure they weren't on the old system. We got huge spark there, but I don't hear fuel prime. There you go. Don't go too nuts with a Chinese plug. Just nip it up. We know that's sparking, which means to me we haven't got fuel. It might just fire up now, to be fair. Alright, that's not bad. Not bad. Let me get it up to temp and just let it all circulate the oil. Yeah. Funny enough, the battery, unless the battery on there is smaller than this one don't fit. But they look the exact same size. And they're meant to be the same codes. YTX7, CTMX9. So is that a YTX7, LTX7? Yeah, alright, that must be a touch smaller then. So I'd have to swap them back. Currently this one's doing its basic job though. That's a running engine. Yeah, I'm going to let it sit a couple of minutes, just get the oil circulating, and then I'll disconnect the battery like the others. And tomorrow we'll look at what's next. It will be the rear brake for this, because I think this bike is practically done at this stage. It feels too early, but it seems to be. It sounds good. It sounds good. I'm going to start wrapping up around it, warming up. And then, yeah, that's kind of it for today, really. I've done much more than I expected. The weather's horrible, horrible, horrible. It's going to be a similar day tomorrow. So, I'm going to have to do a run to Halfords later, get some gum. That's kind of it, really, for that exhaust. Hi everyone and welcome back. I've had to change the quality of filming a touch because my memory was just going nuts on the camera, and I just don't quite get it, so I've had to lower it, not much but a little bit. So if the filming is shockingly out on this video, do let me know in the comments. However, don't expect to see a change then for 2 weeks afterwards, because I'm filming about 2 to 3 weeks in advance at the moment, which is pretty cool. That means I'm super busy. Well, I'm trying to think now, you know, I've always said it, having too many projects isn't always a great thing, right? I really want to delve into the clutch on there today. I just want to pull it apart, see what's going on. I don't actually know what I'm doing with it, but I just want to get in there. But that would be silly, right? Because we have one bike over there that's practically ready. And then we have one bike here that needs a rear brake and then probably isn't too far off being ready. I feel like they're kind of priority. So I think that one's so close to being ready, I should pull that one out and we should work on that. I have no doubt there's air in the front tyre still. No doubt, because we fixed that problem. And all we were left with was, yes, the exhaust. The exhaust just needs, I bought some gum. The exhaust needs a bit of gumming just down the end here to make sure it's a sealed unit. And I've also bought some metal cable ties, which are here now, to be able to just end the wrap properly. Oh, and the other thing is I need to adjust the rear brake light because it's on currently. I think the arm is sitting on the exhaust, which isn't the end of the world, although there is an adjuster here where I can stop that happening, so that's fine. Right, let's get this out. So the other thing, there's a slight notchiness to the right here. It's kind of there, look. Now I'm looking at all these wires. They're all here, they're all folding. The throttle cable looks terrible. I'm going to bring that around here. That could even be folding in there. So I'm going to cable tie all of these up after. But first thing I'm going to do is take the throttle cable around the arm here and back up to make sure that's not happening. The MOT guys have to find the fins every time I do an MOT, and actually the cables up here are kind of blocking it, so I'll just be a bit careful as to how tight I do these up here. But I do want to do that, and then I'll probably take a sliver off anyway here, just to just to encourage it to be a touch smoother. The other thing you'd do if it was really bad is you'd take it all apart and you'd grease it all up, or even put new bearings in. So let me move this cable around. I don't like it, it's kind of kinked there, and it might be kinking in as we turn it. In fact, look, it kind of is. So, like always, it's not quick and easy. The cable routing under the tank is wrong. It needs to come up and over, and there's no easy way of me doing it. So it should be up here and around. We're losing some of the length of it through bad routing. So I probably need to nip off the rear seat, loosen the tank, and just reroute it quickly. It won't take a minute, but it's a bit of a pain. But yeah, it needs to be routed properly so that it's not pulling and turning and revving when you turn and all of that. So a job that should take 5 minutes turns into 20 or 30, but that's the game, that's okay. So let me get that sorted. So while we're down here, it'd be silly not to get in there now and do that, the adjustment of the rear brake. So let me get that done. You can see the brake is sitting on here, on the exhaust. However, we do have an adjustment screw here that we will use to make sure it's not literally sitting on the exhaust. Eventually, we've got plenty adjustment there, plenty, so there's no issues there. But we do need, of course, we do need to adjust. I want to take all of the, I want to go right to the top so that we can then play with it, bring the adjustment down at the end of the switch, that is the light switch. So, where are we? So I've marked where the exhaust sits. This will be gum-gummed. I've got another piece of metal there. I might use that underneath as well, just to pack it a touch. And we'll get the exhaust on. But let me sort out that switch while we can. It's a bit of a pain. It's really fiddly. It's really, look, it's right in there. And of course you have kind of grips underneath that grip onto it. Otherwise I'd be pulling it out now and adjusting it like that. So I've adjusted that quite high. We should be back on it not being on, which it's not, and then yeah, there you go. Okay, so adjustments fine there. We'll do a bit of the fine tuning after the exhaust. Cool. Exhaust is simple, exhaust paste. I've got some extra metal underneath, which is assumed it's designed for exhausts, and I've got the ones in there as well. I'm just going to paste it up, put it on, and let the paste do the work. Really, that's what it's designed for. So, whoa, wind. So, in my head, this bike is MOT ready. Runs and rides very well. Have we? Oh, is the rear light adjustment okay? Yeah, lovely. Front one works. Yeah, lovely. Okay, everything else is normal. Actually, these are winding me up. They move a bit. Look. Ah, they're only held on by the plastic. Do you know what? As long as they're up, they're okay. Reflectors on there, full size plate, down light on the light. Yes, perfect. All right. I am going to take the tiniest notch. I'm going to loosen this bit first, and then the tiniest notch off the steering. It really is fine. It's just me being hyper picky. That's the truth. It really is me just being hyper picky. It's the tiniest notch to the right. It's not a notch, it's a stiffness. It's all the way here, there. That's where it is, there, this part. And it just, in my head, it just bugs me. So there's nothing getting in the way of the wires. There's nothing wrong. I just need to take the tiniest touch off the headstock just to loosen it up a tiny bit, and I think it'll be absolutely perfect. The exhaust has gum on it. I'm going to not run the bike. In the past, you ran the bike with gum, you warmed it up and the gum set. I've always found that it blows out quite quickly and easily. I've put quite a lot on, so it shouldn't, but I'm going to let it set all week. It will air dry all week, then I'll fire it up next week. just before MOT. I don't think it's blowing. I don't expect it to be blowing at this stage. I'm a bit of an idiot. I put this on the wrong way round. If it was on the bottom, it would have been touching the brake. It should have been up here on the top, but I'd gummed it all up and squashed it all on, and I thought, no, I'm not swapping it. So I'm leaving that. It's not on the brake. The brake's actually on its own bracket. It looks like it's hitting the exhaust, but it's not. It's actually hitting here. It is braking perfectly well. The adjustment's good, and the brake light's working as we saw. Stuff like this here I'll do next week, but it will basically be cleaning it and a touch of paint on it, just to make sure it's protected for longer. It's not about pretending it's a perfect bike and hiding things. It's about giving it a bit more longevity. And I'm meant to do a oil dip today to check the quality of it, although I'm tempted to just drop it and change it next week. I'll probably do MOT first, and then let me see what have we got for an oil dip. What do I need something that'll go down there, but it needs to come back. Don't want a big metal stick stuck in the bottom of here. Oh, that didn't even touch anything. Where's the bloody oil in this bad boy? Oh, I guess I'm not doing an oil dip. Right, the level's good though, right? Yeah, lovely. Okay, it does look kind of clean, but in my head, I do like to do it. I am going to do it. I think I'm going to take this for MOT next week, and I think once it's got the paperwork, I'll just be dropping the oil. It'll be the last piece of the puzzle, and then we can move this thing on. I'm going to give it a quick wipe, and nope, I'm doing the headstock next. Headstock.